Okay. For the next step, you want to put down a layer of color. I'm going to use the lightest color, my W0, my warm gray, and I'm just going to quickly kind of put down a base of color here. It'll help with blending later. So I just draw along the lines on the outside and use the broad tip to color it in. Okay, now I'm going to go to the darkest color that I'm going to use, which would be the W5. And I'm going to add some shadow and shape onto these rocks. And I don't want these rocks to be smooth. I'm going to kind of make them a little rough around the edges, so I just pick a shape and trace some of the lines in. You don't have to be exact with this. I'm just going along the bottom of all the rocks. I'm going to take my next color, the W3, and blend a little bit of the W5 and add a little of the W3 as well, and kind of trace around the rock to give it a more defined shape. Now you want to make your shapes really odd because the rocks are going to be really odd shaped. If you make them too perfect or symmetrical, they're going to look fake. To get a more realistic look, you want to give it some jagged edges and some odd shapes. So I'm going to go back with the W00 and blend the rock in a little bit better, just to kind of soften it up a little. I find when you get really dark colors like the W7 and the W5, they don't like to blend very well. So if you take something like a very, very light color in that same family, like the W0 here, it'll actually blend the colors for you. You just kind of go over them lightly in small little circles, and you'll find that the color starts to soften and blend for you. Okay, so your next and final step is to fill in between the rocks here, so kind of basically your grout or your gravel. Okay, so there's your stubble, or your cobblestone. Okay, so there's your cobblestone walkway. As you can see, as I was going around, I was using a very, very light touch, the very tip of the pen. That way you can make some really fine lines and create divisions in the rocks and create pebbles where there wasn't a pebble there before. And you want to leave some of the edges of the rocks. You don't want to put the grout all the way around as a solid line. You want to leave some gaps there for the rocks to make it look more natural.